Hello, everybody. Henry here. I'm in the car, in the corner. I did a recording in the same kind of format, responding to some YouTube comments that were posted on a couple of other videos, and it hasn't been posted, and I don't think I'll post it, partly not because I don't disagree with what I said or it was bad, but it was incomplete, and there was a lot that in the moment when you're spitfire kind of rambling and putting together your thoughts in the stream of consciousness kind of way that you forget, and going back and listening to it, I was like, if I brought this up, maybe my argument would be better. Could have said it differently. Anyway, it may or may not come out, and that'll be like a do what you will with it kind of thing and stuff, but we're not going to do that. What I wanted to talk about, maybe briefly, it doesn't need to be super long, is trading card games, and trading card games as a microcosm of some of the crisis that men face today, or maybe the escape from the crisis. What's my title that I put it as? TCGs as encapsulation of the crisis of young men today. And we'll go through the couple points. Is this going to turn into some absurd Peterson levels of jumping to strange conclusions and over-analysis? Perhaps, but this is all based on my own observations. I play trading card games, and for those of you who are unfamiliar with TCGs or trading card games, these are things like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering. There's lots of them. I do not play Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic the Gathering. I play Star Wars Unlimited, which is fun. And I play the One Piece card game, which is also fun. But yeah, we'll get into this. So first point, I suppose, is that one of the big aspects of TCGs is the collectability. So when you open those packs, whether it's Pokemon or Star Wars or whatever it is, you're going to get your normal cards, and then you're going to get the really cool, really pretty looking, super shiny, full art, super rare cards. And everybody wants the super cool, full art, shiny, rare cards. One, because they look really cool, and two, they have some sort of greater value in terms of the actual play of the game. Certain cards are more rare than others, and usually the rarer the card, the better it is in play, as well as just in terms of value, economically as well. And so trading cards and the acquisition of and the possession of these really rare cards with cool characters on them and abilities that are worth lots of money sometimes is in of itself some sort of investment in status that I'm specifically speaking, that young men specifically can have some sort of pride in, or older men, because the demographics for trading card games are not confined merely to the young adult category, right? This runs from 20s, younger than that, teens, up into the 40s and 50s. So maybe this should just be TCG's encapsulation of the crisis of men today. Anyway, but yeah, the valuable cards are an investment in some sort of status in of themselves. It's cool to have those rare cards, and it's easy to boast in that. It's some sort of achievement or pride to own, right, a card that's worth $40, $50, and if it's graded and on display, as well as investment for the future, that's a lot. So that's the first point. That's probably the easiest one. We also have deck building as demonstration of skill and craft. So in the game, you have, hundreds, sometimes upon thousands of cards to pick from to build your deck of cards to battle other people. And that is not an easy task necessarily. Some games have a really huge skill curve. It's easy to learn and then difficult to master. And people will dedicate lots of time, guys that I know personally will dedicate lots of time to building these. And it's cool, and it's really neat to see the synergy and the flow of the deck and how well it plays, because they're really good. And it's a demonstration of skills. It's a demonstration of competency. It's a demonstration that there is some sort of craft involved, right? In the 21st century, we don't have the same kind of craftsmanship per se, widespread, or even more accessible, right? I am not building really nice furniture, and I'm not, refining metals to make, tools and weapons. But I'll tell you what, my Princess Leia Lake Town combo for my Star Wars Unlimited deck has a lot of good synergy, and I can get a bunch of rebels out really fast, and that takes some skill and craft. Right, so if there's a lack of recognition of skill, if there's a lack of recognition of craft, if there's a lack of respect for one's intelligence and capabilities elsewhere, it can be found in this game, or whatever card game these men bring up. And the same goes for the investment in the value, especially like in this economy. Nobody's boasting about their investments right now, but tell you what, my $50, $60 Pokemon cards from like 10 years ago, now those are really cool and worth bringing up. But joking aside, I think that these are outlets to help maybe soothe some of the aches and ills that exist in the world, especially in the secular space. It's a little bit different with the guys in my church, because we at least also have the telos that is Christ. That's the actual foundation. But a lot of these guys don't have that. So we talked about investment in cool cards. We talked about the demonstration of skill in the game as a signifier of competency. We also have tournaments and play sessions as the Colosseum by which that competency and excellency are truly demonstrated. Lots of local game stores will do buy-in tournaments, so it's usually like $5-10 you get into the game, and that money ends up being like the prize pool. And you play for a couple rounds, depending on how many people are there, and everybody brings their cool cards to run up against each other. And there's a real sense of competition there, and there's a real sense of pride in the ability to win at the game. And sometimes it really stinks to lose. I know I get frustrated playing the game because I'm not the strongest player in any of them by any means. But yeah, this is in of itself some sort of coliseum and space by which, again, to demonstrate competency. Peterson's out here talking about, like, stand up straight with your shoulders back, be a top lobster, and, sometimes you just got to be the top lobster in your local Magic the game. People are going to listen to this and can't tell if this is satirical or serious, and I'm so sorry. Anyway, but this is, again, a legitimate one. Again, I think these are all outlets for individuals who aren't able to express and be able to compete in other places. And so this competition in space, which is, again, very much super intellectual, it requires a lot of strategic play and, dare I call it, tactical analysis? I don't know. I had a friend who said that a lot of these guys in these card shops would have been like war generals and war tacticians in another life, and I don't disagree with that. So, the talents and skills that are misplaced or not being able to be honed elsewhere are able to be put to the gauntlet, put to the test in these mini competitions amongst peers and amongst rivals, dare I say. So yeah, tournaments are a big deal. Sessions of play with others are a big deal. And then I have the game store as post-Christian commons and source of community. We've talked about in the corner, it's come up in the corner about the lack of commons, and other videos outside of the corner have talked about the lack of local spaces where people just meet to hang out. And card shops, I think, are probably one of the last bastions, at least for men. Gone are the days of the pool hall, and gone are the days of, the malt shop, and gone are the days of, I want to call it the gentleman's club, but that has a very different connotation than what I'm referring to. There's no Elks Lodge. That's the word, right? We're not... Okay, anyway, the card shop, that's the commons place. This is the place where all the guys hang out on a particular night to play their particular game. Sometimes there's overlap and they show up to the game store more than one night. And that is a real source of community for a lot of people. There's a guy that we play with who we only ever see Sunday nights. And it's there to play cards. And if we don't show up, I know he gets really disappointed, because that's a source of community for him and a source of engagement with others in something that he likes in a hobby. And, you know, part of the desire for community is to be bound together by one common goal. Part of friendship is the ability to be look towards the same goal, same vision, same love as another person, and proceed towards it together. And when that's absent, you know, life is far more difficult, and that really sucks. And so card games and the card shop itself is a forum and a space for that to be expressed, especially in a world where that's really difficult to find community, even when you're in the church sometimes. So yeah, the card shop, for all of its jokes that people can make about it, I think is also of real value as a place, as a public forum for at least guys to hang out at. So there's a lot of value in that. And then I kind of said it already, card games is test of skill. That's the competition. That's the gauntlet. I think I've elaborated that enough. This is technically a joke point. I don't know if I want to make it. Select character cards highlight the loneliness and the marriage dating crisis that exists across men today. These trading card companies and the artists they hire out understand the target demographic of these games, and they're very much guys from the age of teenagers up to even into their 30s and 40s who already have probably a background and interest in like manga and anime and other video games and things, which are in of themselves a mythology, which is a different discussion we could talk about sometime, because I can do that. But then, you know, the female character cards are spicy, and those are sought after and collectible because guys are lonely, and because, you know, the current landscape of meeting women is difficult, and the current landscape of maintaining a marriage or finding a marriage or in a relationship is not, and it's not in favor of men. And so if, you know, you can't demonstrate your competency and your skills and your, I was going to come with another word, it doesn't matter. Those things can't be demonstrated all the time, or maybe it's lacking or missing from the perspective of women, or there's a lack of them in their community and space. What are you going to do? You're going to go to the card shop, you're going to play your games, you're going to get the really rare card with the really attractive women printed on them. And I think that's the last part that's kind of the key to like highlighting maybe some of the loneliness of this, you know. And again, I don't mean this in any jest, because it sucks and it hurts kind of to see some of these guys, you know, in these spots, because they're really sweet and they're really neat dudes, some of them. And, you know, they're all hurting and they're just want to play card games with people. And so, is there a space for ministry and outreach there? I don't know, kind of. Is there a way and a space there to which bind guys together in some way and maybe make their lives less difficult and sucky by playing a couple card games with them on like a Thursday, Friday night? I think so. That's all I got. Just been on my mind because I've been playing these games a lot recently with some of my friends. And if you guys play trading card games, do you guys notice maybe the same kind of patterns, or notice something different about maybe the subconscious or latent value and meaning and significance behind these things? Let me know in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. That's all. Maybe that other video will get put out later too. All right, bye.